Hi friends, Tracy.bish here, Stampin Up demonstrator in Central Victoria, Australia. Welcome to my channel. I'm super excited to be sharing with you one of my swaps for an organised swap for OnStage in Sydney. It is a demonstrator event held annually, and I'm super excited to be able to attend again this year and be able to do some swaps. So I'll be sharing with you my swap returns when I get back. Alright, so I'm using the new online exclusive, March's online exclusive called Filled with Sweetness bundle. I love this. Anything to do with critters or fruit is my jam. Like, I just love it. So I'm using this bundle. I'm also using the inks Secret Sea and Real Red, and then I've also brought in the Secret Sea faux linen ribbon, and this is one of the in colors, so I'm using that ribbon. And we're using rhinestones for the decoration, but there is a great DSP that works really well with this suite. It's called Made with Sweetness. It's part of pretty much like a suite, and I want to share with you the DSP in this DSP pack. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I've got lots of fruits here, and we're using this in our box today, but we've got some little jams that you could use as your background, or die cut, or actually just fussy cut each of these designs, which is so cool. We've got some gorgeous flowers. We have some ladybugs and flowers. We have some spoons and some more larger jars, and then on the other side we've got some great designs as well, some hearts, some checks, some plaid, some writing paper, that is so cool, and this blue as well. Now the colours in the coordinating colours for this pack are strawberry slush, Calypso Coral, Crushed Curry, Granny Apple Green, Misty Moonlight, Secret Sea, and Strawberry Slush. I think I said that first. So this is a great DSP pack. One that you could pretty much just grab on its own. There's enough little items in here to be able to use to decorate your cards and projects without needing to buy a stamp set. So just a little tip for you. That is a great way of saving yourself a little bit of money. Alright, so I do have my kit cut and ready to go. I have a piece of Real Red cardstock that's going to create our box for today. This measures 7 1/4 by 5 1/4. I've got a piece of that beautiful Made with Sweetness DSP. Oh, sorry, Homemade Sweetness DSP. This is 2 1/4 by 2 3/4. I have a quickly fussy cut from that die set, this little label in basic white. I have a piece of basic white scrap here, and this measures 2 1/4 by 1/2 inch. And then we're also going to fussy cut this little raspberry for our decoration on the front of the box. Okay, so to get started, we are going to do a little bit of scoring. On the 7 1/4 inch side, we're going to score at 3/4 inch, 3 1/4 inch, 4 inches, and 6 1/2. Now turn it to the 5 1/4 inch side. We're going to score at 3/4 inch, 3 3/4, and 4 1/2. Okay, so I have all our score lines scored. Let's bring our bone folder in, and I'm just going to make these score lines nice and crisp. Now this little box treat idea is going to hold a little pack of Skittles. You could fit lots of different little treats inside. Because this is a fruit DSP, I went with fruit flavoured lollies or candy, whatever you want to call them. And yeah, I think you can't go past the Skittles. You can get these in packs, and this will be a great little treat idea as well. Okay, so we have the 2 score lines at the top. That's the top of our box, and then you've got the 1 score line down below. We're going to do some cutting on this piece. So that first score line here, we're going to cut up to that first score line, and I'm going to miter cut this little tab here. So just take a little slither off. This is going to be the base of our box here, so this little tab here is going to be a tab, so we're going to cut up to that first score line on both sides, and I'm also going to do a little miter cut on each end. That gives us that. This is also going to be the base of our box, and this is another tab, so we're just going to add, actually no, we're going to take this one completely off. So and okay, so if we turn it to the 5 1/4 inch side, this is our 2 tabs up here. This is the closure of our box. We're going to make these 2 little side tabs. This is a different closure than a normal box. So what we're going to do, instead of cutting down this way like we've done on this side, we're going to cut inwards. So we're going to cut into that first score line on both of these. This is going to be our closure of our box, but this is a tab. So because it is a tab, we're going to do a little bit of miter cutting, and you'll see why once we put these boxes together, why you're only tabbing this piece. Okay, let's turn it over, and this is going to be our closure. What we're going to do is we're going to take off these 2 little squares down here, and then these 2 rectangles. So let's do that. Let's go to the second score line. Like so, and I'm going to take that completely off. Now I find using big scissors will help doing that cut. You can also use your bone folder, sorry, not your bone folder, your trimmer, if you would like to do that as well. Now again, this is going to be the side closure of our top of our box, so we're going to cut into that score line on both score lines there. The one on the end is going to be our closure of our lid, so this here is our tab. So let's come in and just miter cut each side. Okay. And that leaves us with our box. So I want to pop this down so I can take a photo and add it to the instructions, so you can make this one if you want to do that yourself. Okay, to put our adhesive on, now you can use whatever adhesive you prefer. I'm going to be using tear and tape, and this is the inside of the box. So this little tab on the left hand side, the opposite to our top closure, we're going to add some tear and tape to there, like so. We're going to add tear and tape to the inside pieces of these 2 tabs. And also this bottom tab. This is going to be our bottom closure of the box. Now we'll turn it over to the right side, and then these 2 little tabs that we've did create a miter cut. We're going to add a little bit of tear and tape to those as well. Actually, that one doesn't have enough on it, so I'm just going to add another little piece there. All right. Okay, and let me get my pokey tool in, and we can start popping this box together. So let's take our backings off the sides here. So let me know, are you attending OnStage? And if you are, where are you attending? It's in Germany and the US, all at the same time, so that's super fun. It is only open to Australian or to demonstrators, but yeah, it's so much fun. If you're a demonstrator and you haven't been to an OnStage before, I would highly think about it. So we've got adhesive on these 3 sides. We're going to pop this one down, and then we're going to take our side pieces off. Now you could, if you wanted to put the adhesive on the other side, you could pop this down first and then adhere that down. This is a little trick that I really like because it hides the little tabs and it doesn't create a little bit of a catch inside, because once we hold that down, those 2 little tabs are hidden rather than sitting in that bottom of that box catching on anything. So just pushing that down, making sure those tabs have got a nice good closure, and then we can take these 2 pieces off again, and that just goes over and creates a really great box. So as you can see, this is the front of the box, the closure's at the back, and all nicely hidden. So it's a really great box. And if you can see, I don't know how well you can see inside, not very well. There we go. So a little bit better. There's no little tabs sitting down there, so I really like that idea. Okay, for the top of our box, we're going to take the backings off our little tabs, and then all we're going to do is fold the other tab over the top, and that creates our little lid. So lining up the edges, pushing down, and the same on the other side. So effectively it's like creating a little candy box or a cigarette box, whichever you'd like to call it. Now you can cut these on an angle if you would like to cut them on an angle. I'm actually going to leave them completely like that because I like that look. Alright, so we have our box complete. Let's bring in all our little pieces. Where did I put them? Here they are. So we need our stamps out, and I've got 2 stamps here, but I need a 3rd one out. I forgot to grab one of those other stamps. So we've got the little heart, we've got the sentiment that says homemade for you, and then there's a little swirly detail which is going to create a really great effect behind our main feature. So let's pop that down. Okay, so we're going to stamp our sentiment piece here. That's that little 1/2 inch piece, and I'm going to use the Secret C ink for that one. And we've got our sentiment homemade for you. Let's see if I can line this up well. It's a little bit of a tight squeeze, and I will say I'm not completely over the middle of my stamp there, but hey, that turned out all right. I'm happy with that. Move this to the side, we'll come back with that one, but let's bring in our real red, and we've got our little heart that we're going to add to each side here. I love these 2 colours together, Secret C and real red. How beautiful is that? So we have that one. Bring the Secret C back in, our little tag that we've already quickly die cut. We're going to take that little swirl and stamp that in the middle. How cute is that? Right. While we're here, I'm going to do a quick fussy cut around my little raspberry. There's lots of little fruit that you can use. There's blueberries, not blackberries. I think there might even be blackberries as well, but blueberries is what I was thinking. Raspberries, strawberries. What else is there? There's peach wedges. There's lots of fruit, so you can do lots of different elements, and I do have in my swaps, I use pretty much all of them. They're not all raspberries, they're not all strawberries, so that's pretty cool. And that was really easy to just quickly cut out. let's start popping our box together. So we have just some liquid glue. I'm going to add my DSP. And although there's not real red in this DSP, the red and strawberry slush goes really nicely together. I think strawberry slush is too much of a pink to create this. That's just my thoughts. Our little sentiment's going to go on the lid of the box. Like so. Then let's bring in our ribbon here, and we're just going to add a little bit of ribbon to the back of our label here. So I'm just going to tie it over, grab a piece. So not using a ton of ribbon, just enough to give it a little ribbon effect behind there. And we're going to adhere that down with just some liquid glue. Sorry, not liquid glue, some tear and tape. What am I talking about? And I probably should have put that up a little bit higher. We're going to adhere this down to our box just using that liquid, not liquid glue, tear and tape. What am I saying? Oh my goodness. Before we pop that down, I did take my scissors in and just create a nice little banner cut. You could leave that out, it wouldn't matter. My goodness, how cute is this? We'll be able to add a dimensional to the backing of our die cut raspberry, sitting that in the middle. I'm also going to move him to the side. So, yeah, that's better. And before we forget, let's pop our Skittles in. We're going to do one last thing just to finish it off. How cute is that? We're going to bring some basic rhinestones in, and we're going to add just one basic rhinestone to our little label there. My goodness, how sweet of an idea is this? So cute. Perfect little gift idea. And you know, you could fit lots of different things inside of here. It is 2.5 by 3 1/8. So, and the width is 3/4 of an inch. So you can fit lots of different little goodies in there. You could even put some singly, individually wrapped lollies in there as well. That would work so well. So that is one of my organised swaps 3D projects for OnStage in Sydney, Australia. I'm so excited to be going and enjoying OnStage. I've got lots more videos coming out for OnStage swaps, so please check those out. Some will be up, some will be still coming. If you've just happened onto my YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd also love if you gave me a thumbs up, left me a comment. And if you live in Australia and you would like to purchase any of the products that I've used on today's video, or any products in the Stampin' Up world, I would love it if you ordered through my online store. There is a link in the description of this video, and I have some great benefits for shopping with me. I've got some great gifts that I give out to my customers each month. So if that interests you, head on over to my online store and have a look. All right, everyone, thank you so much for spending a bit of time with me today. I really hope that you've enjoyed today's little project, and maybe you'll give it a go. If you do, tag me in it. Show me that you're creating something that I've created. All right, everyone, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.